For the last 2 weeks, I've been sharing tom yum recipes, which are prawn tom yum and chicken tom yum. Today I want to share a vegan tom yum recipe that is just as delicious, packed with anti-inflammatory ingredients without red tom yum paste and any condiment. Let's get started. Here are the ingredients you need. I classified them into 4 groups: the broth, the herbs, the vegetables, and the garnishing. First off, I'm gonna start with making the broth. Here I have olive oil. I'm adding this into a medium-sized pot under a low heat. Meanwhile, I'm grating the garlic to add to the oil. You can smash them too, but freshly grated garlic releases the best and strongest natural flavor. Add into the oil and cook them for about 1 to 2 minutes until it turns slightly yellower. Then add chili flakes and stir to combine. Now you don't want to burn the garlic and the chili, make sure the heat is on low. Now add the liquid ingredients. The vegetable broth, make sure you get a high quality or homemade, if possible, no sodium. And water. Stir to combine and then add palm sugar or any sugar of your choice and salt to balance the spice and the herbal taste. Give another stir and now I'm gonna add the herbal ingredients. So for this coriander, I'm gonna cut the root part to simmer in the soup and keeping the leaves for the garnishing later. And the lemongrass, I suggest you to bruise it instead of cutting. Since this is not to eat, this way it's easier to remove them later from the soup. I'm gonna use half of the onion only, and then I'm gonna slice them. You can also use yellow onion if you prefer that more. Now add them to the broth. Coriander root in, lemongrass, the kaffir leaf, tear them roughly before you add them to the soup to release the aroma. Galangal in, make sure they sink in the soup and cover them for about 5 minutes to let the soup boil and mix with the herbs. Let's move on to our vegetables ingredient. I'm going to show you how to prep them, starting with the baby corn. Try to cut them into smaller chunks. You can cut them diagonally or in cubes, it's totally up to you. Set them aside. For the straw mushrooms, cut them in half or quarters depending on the mushroom size. Set them aside. And now the cherry tomato. Since it's already tiny, just cut them half. I choose a cherry tomato instead of normal because it's more tasty and tends to hold its shapes better. For Shimeji mushroom, I'm just gonna cut off the tip of the root and throw them away. Now you want to handle the silky tofu carefully. First, I'm gonna bring the tofu out of the box. To do that, first you need to cut each of the edges on the bottom part to let the air in. Just very small part. Now remove the plastic cover. In a plate, carefully flip the box and gently pinch it while releasing the tofu. There we have it. Now I'm going to cut them into 8 parts. Start from the horizontal and vertical. And the vegetables ready. Now bring in the mushrooms and the baby corn to the pot. Do not add the tomato and tofu yet because the mushrooms and the baby corn need more time to cook. Give another stir and cook them for another 3 to 5 minutes. You can cover the pot to retain the moisture. And now I'm making sure the rest of the ingredients are here. Adding tomato in. And slowly slide down the silky tofu into the pot. I'm just trying to sink the tofu into the soup carefully with a rubber spatula. It's fine if you break them while stirring, but try not to stir the tofu directly. And then I'm gonna add coconut milk. Coconut milk tends to curdle under high heat and long cook, so that's why I add them together with the soft ingredients that need less time to cook. Stir the mix and cook for another 3 minutes. Now everything is cooked. Turn the heat off and pour the freshly squeezed lime juice in and stir thoroughly. Lime juice can get bitter if they are cooked in high heat, so make sure you add them last. Serve what is still warm and garnish with coriander leaves. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and don't forget to subscribe for more recipes like this. Till next time!